Welcome to Your Inner Child Matters, a channel that takes on the mission of discussing and dissecting important mental health topics. Our aim is to break down the complexity of psychological concepts into digestible pieces that everyone can understand, because we strongly believe that mental health awareness should be widespread and accessible to all. Here, we delve deep into issues, offering insight and information that can help people navigate their mental health journey. We implore and encourage you to share our content across various platforms. By doing so, you help us reach out to those who might desperately need it. Each shared episode has the potential to reach who's struggling, silently suffering, or simply seeking understanding and guidance. In today's episode, we are focusing on children and the critical role that parental influence plays in their lives. Children are entitled to unconditional love, respect, and care from their parents. But what if the words spoken are toxic? In 2008, over 50,000 children were officially recognized as victims of emotional abuse in the US. This staggering number doesn't include the countless others that went undocumented. Emotional abuse, a silent yet profound form of maltreatment, is often overlooked in our society. It's not as visible as physical abuse, but its effects can be just as damaging, if not more. The perpetrators, often those who should be the caregivers and nurturers, sometimes the very parents of these children. These parents, whether they realize it or not, hurl hurtful words like daggers at their young ones. The indelible scars they leave behind are not on the skin, but deep within the psyche of the child. These words, intentionally or not, can alter the trajectory of a child's life. Now, let's delve deeper into this matter. Let's explore 8 things toxic parents say that can negatively impact a child's life. Toxic parents may say hurtful things like, "You're ugly" or "too fat." These words, casually thrown around, can have a severe impact on a child's mental state. Imagine the intensity of damage when such phrases emanate from the very figures children look up to for validation and love. These harsh words can pierce through their hearts, embedding a deep-rooted sense of insecurity within them. The consequence is not merely emotional, but can take a physical toll as well. It can lead to them doubting their self-worth and struggling with body image issues, ultimately giving rise to destructive eating disorders. This cycle is devastating and needs to be broken. Parents, as the first role models of young minds, should be the harbinger of positivity, instilling confidence and fostering self-love in them. Parents should teach self-love. When parents employ sarcasm to ask questions like, "Why do you act so weird?" it can unknowingly seed a notion in the child's mind that they are fundamentally flawed. This isn't trivial. Parents must understand that their words, especially sarcastic comments, carry tremendous weight. What may seem a harmless joke or an innocent remark could possibly completely alter how a child perceives themselves. Children, due to their innate innocence and simplicity, tend to accept their parents' words as the undeniable truth. Thus, when a parent repeatedly questions, "Why do you act so weird?" a child is likely to start believing that they are intrinsically abnormal or different. This can gradually affect their self-esteem and self-worth, leading them to question their place in their immediate environment and the larger world. Moreover, this feeling of being an odd one out could impact their ability to freely express themselves around others, causing them to become overly self-conscious or even withdraw from social interactions. They may begin to suppress their unique quirks or traits, and as a result, mask their true self. Over time, the child might even develop an ingrained fear of being themselves around others, constantly worrying about fitting in rather than standing out. This is why it is absolutely vital for parents to be mindful of their language and approach when communicating with their children. This can affect their ability to be themselves around others. Saying, "I wish you were never born," or "I regret having you," can have deep and lasting impacts on a child's mental state. It's more than just a harsh word. It's a destructive blow to their self-esteem, their sense of worth, and their identity. A child, when they hear these words, often feels as if they're a burden or a mistake, and they begin to question their very existence. This emotional torment can manifest itself in numerous harmful ways. They may retreat into a shell, shutting themselves off from the world out of fear and self-loathing. It's not uncommon for these children to struggle with anxiety and depression, constantly wrestling with feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. In some cases, these feelings can become so overwhelming that they may even lead to self-harm or suicide. Now let's consider the role of parents in this situation. Parents are meant to be the beacon of love, safety, and acceptance for their children. They are supposed to be the ones their children can turn to in times of need, the ones who reassure them of their worth and potential. However, when parents use such damaging words, they're shattering this safe haven, leaving their children feeling lost, unloved, and undervalued. It is therefore absolutely important that parents choose their words wisely. Parents should foster a nurturing environment where their children feel loved and valued, where they are reassured of their worth and potential. Parents should not just refrain from saying hurtful words, but also actively work towards making their children feel cherished and important. Remember, words are powerful. They have the ability to build someone up or tear them down. As parents, it's your responsibility to ensure that your words are building your children up, not tearing them down. Parents should make their children feel loved and valued. Telling a child they cost too much or are exhausting can lead them to internalize this negative image, resulting in them hiding their needs and feelings. Communication is an influential factor in a child's emotional and psychological development, and the way we phrase our words plays a critical role in shaping their perceptions about themselves. When a child consistently hears that they are a burden or a source of exhaustion, they may begin to believe that they are unwelcome or unwanted. This can result in a child developing an unhealthy pattern of suppressing their feelings and needs, which is detrimental to their emotional growth and well-being. In addition, it's important to understand that children crave love and acceptance. When they don't receive this from their primary caregivers, they may resort to seeking attention and validation from elsewhere. Unfortunately, this could lead them towards engaging in harmful behaviors or seeking acceptance in the wrong circles. One such unhealthy behavior could be stealing. Children who do not receive the love they need might think that they have to take the things they want or need, as they feel neglected or unsupported at home. This is why it's crucial for parents or caregivers to provide not just the material needs of a child, but also emotional support and love. According to a report by Nemours, an internationally recognized children's health system, there is a direct correlation between a lack of love and a child's tendency to steal. This is a clear testament to how the absence of love can push children towards unhealthy behaviors like stealing. Comparing a child to others and making them feel the other kids are better can greatly damage their self-esteem. It's an action that provokes feelings of inferiority and causes a child to continuously question their self-worth. This can lead to them developing a negative image of themselves, which can emotionally drain them and affect their mental health in the long run. It's frequently seen that comparisons are most common among siblings. This is a practice that should be avoided at all costs. Instead, siblings should be encouraged to celebrate their individuality. They should be nurtured to understand that every individual is unique, with their own strengths and weaknesses. They should be taught to respect and value their own traits and those of their siblings. Healthy competition is okay, but parents should always ensure that it never leads to feelings of resentment or inferiority. Encourage kids to understand the value of personal growth rather than comparing themselves to others. By doing so, they'll learn to appreciate themselves and their own achievements, fostering healthy self-esteem. Siblings should be encouraged to build their own identities without unhealthy comparisons. Words like, "you're stupid" or "useless" damage a child's self-esteem. Parents should encourage their children and help them believe in themselves. Statements like, "I'll leave you," cause abandonment issues, affecting a child's ability to trust in future relationships. Parents should avoid making such threatening remarks. Making promises and not keeping them breaks a child's trust, teaching them not to trust others in life. It's important for parents to keep their word and build trust with their children. Words may not be physically harmful, but they deeply impact a child's mental state. Childhood shapes our personalities, behaviors, and beliefs. Have you or someone you know experienced these forms of abuse? Share this video to spread awareness and help parents be mindful of their words. Subscribe to Your Inner Child Matters for more psychology content. Thanks for watching.